People love orchids. There's been a craze for orchids for centuries, but this one is the prized one, the one that won everybody because it's easy to grow, and it's the moth orchid. This is the classic orchid you can get to grow in your home. It's called the moth orchid or Phalaenopsis. It's often sold like this in a transparent pot, but you can have it in a terracotta pot. It doesn't necessarily need this transparent pot. Those roots coming out at the top are happy to be at the top and don't need to be put back into the pot. It's a tropical orchid, but it's quite resilient inside your house, even in winter. And it likes the light, but not direct sunlight. So a south-facing window is fine, but put it on the side of the window, not straight in front of the sun. That would be really strong on it, and it could get scorch, like sunburn on the leaves. But east or west-facing window is fine as well. Once it's settled on your window and happy, try not to change its location or move it too much, because it's really used to that orientation. And if you switch it round, it would take time. It would slow down the growth of your orchid, take time to readapt to the new orientation. To water your plants, so they have really thick roots, as you can see here. They're like a sponge, and they're green or grey when they're well watered, and when they're thirsty they will go white, which is an indicator that you should water them. But it's really a question of every 2 weeks, and could be every week when it's really hot. And for watering, you can just dunk them within a pot of water, leave them for an hour, and then take them out and wait for those roots to go white again. Potting-wise, you can see the roots here are really compact within the pots. Orchids really like to be firmly in their pots and don't want a lot of room to grow in. So you don't necessarily need to repot your orchid. If you wanted to, you could go to a size a bit bigger pot, but really it's about an inch bigger. Because again, this orchid really likes to be, all orchids really like to be firm within their pots. Often if you repot a smaller orchid within the medium, you use bamboo canes or barbecue stick to keep them really firm into position until they have the healthy root that do that job for them. The medium inside, so when you buy them, is coir, which is a coconut husk, or sometimes it's bark, chopped bark, which is fine, but if you want the ideal mix, it's a mix of bark, pumice, which is a type of rock, and then charcoal. This helps the roots to be healthy, but also to hold the moisture every time you do this watering, and to give them that stability that they want. For flowers, so they are flowering for a long time, and those flowers may drop, but if the stem is still green, you just leave it and see. It might do a branch like this one here, and from that you will get new buds and new flowers. If the stems start going yellow or brown, you can cut it down, and usually you cut it to this level, so you can see there is what we call buds here, and you count about 2 to 3 buds where you cut your stem, and it will flower quicker, reflower quicker from that stem. If the whole stem goes, then you cut it all down. And you have to be patient, but it will reflower if it's an happy plant. You can see the leaves are sticking up here. They're really happy and full of moisture. When your plant is not happy because of water or light, it would start drooping like this. So if it's really dark, you would guess that it's the light, so you can try and change the location of your plant at that time and see if that helps. But then by just watering them, they should perk up and get a bit thicker to the touch. For feeding, every time you water your orchid, you can give them a little feed. There is specific orchid feed available, and those are a weaker feed. Because of those exposed roots, they're a bit more sensitive to the feed, and they don't want the usual dose that you would give to another type of plants.